Maybe you've been in this kind of situation before. Picture this. Your boss turns the office into their personal drama theatre, complete with a captive audience. Your co-workers. The star of the show? You. But instead of applause, you're stuck justifying yourself as they toss out jabs disguised as feedback. Right or wrong, the mature way to handle it would be a private, professional conversation. But no, the drama keeps playing on repeat, and every performance gets more ridiculous. Sound familiar? Insults are like daggers, sharp, sudden, and meant to cut deep. But here's the twist. A dagger only cuts if you grab the blade. Every insult has two sides, the one they throw at you and the one you choose to hold. So, what if, instead of gripping it and bleeding, you flipped the script? What if you turned their petty attack into something they regret ever saying? Insults aren't just words, they're power plays, and whether they succeed or fail depends entirely on you. Today, I'm sharing 7 Stoic strategies that don't just help you brush off insults. They help you turn them into tools to sharpen your character and leave your insulters stunned. I'll show you how to deflect disrespect with grace, build unshakable confidence, and wield silence as the ultimate comeback. And let me tell you, these aren't just empty theories. These are methods I've tested and refined in my own life, so you know they work. Stick with me until the end, because I've got a powerful challenge that'll protect your peace, boost your strength, and leave you walking away untouchable. Let's dive in. Here's how to make them regret ever insulting you. Way 1. Turn the insult into a compliment. Let's talk about those subtle remarks, those sly little digs aimed at you, served up like a side dish of sarcasm. They're at your expense, of course. So how do you walk away from these moments with your head held high? How do you stay true to your values when the person firing these poison arrows clearly doesn't share them? Picture this. You're in a group setting and someone throws out a comment. You're so quiet, aren't you? Suddenly, all eyes are on you. Maybe a few awkward chuckles ripple through the room. You could shrink under the weight of the attention, or you could do something unexpected. You lean back, smile calmly and say, "I prefer listening. You'd be surprised how much you learn." Boom! No defensiveness, no anger, just confidence. And here's the best part. Now they're the ones squirming. That harmless little jab has backfired, and they're probably wondering if they talk too much. Meanwhile, you've gracefully shifted the narrative and owned the moment. This is the art of turning an insult into a compliment. It's not about clapping back or throwing shade in return. It's about flipping the script. When someone tries to knock you down, they're counting on you to feel small. But when you take their words and reshape them into a statement of strength, you send a clear message. Their opinion doesn't define you. Here's why this works. Insults often stem from someone else's insecurity. Their words say more about them than about you. By not reacting the way they expect, by turning their jab into a point of pride, you strip away their power. For example, if someone says, "You're so obsessed with details," you could respond with, "I like to get things right." That's not just a clever comeback, it's a declaration of your values. Even the Stoics understood this. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth." This mindset is powerful. It reminds us that others' opinions don't have to control us. By owning your response to insults, you make it clear that you're secure in who you are, and that security is untouchable. Think of an insult you've heard before. Maybe it's about your personality, habits, or even your quirks. Now flip it. Turn those words into a compliment that highlights your strengths. Practice this in your mind, and the next time someone throws shade your way, you'll be ready to not just handle it, but own it. This isn't just a clever trick. It's a shift in how you see yourself and others. It's about recognizing that no one's words have power over you unless you give them that power. And when you can take an insult and turn it into a testament of your self-belief, you're not just winning, you're untouchable. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. And hey, if you know someone who could use a little Stoic wisdom in their life, pass this video along. Thanks. Let's get back to our story. Way 2. Redirect the insult without reacting. Let's rewind to the drama scene from earlier. Your boss is standing at the head of the meeting room, throwing barbs your way in front of your co-workers. Every word he speaks feels like it's meant to cut you down, not correct you. You feel the tension rising in your chest. It's tempting to fire back, to defend yourself with the same heat he's dishing out. But here's the twist. You've seen this play before. You know how it unfolds. You also know you can choose a different ending this time, because this isn't new. Maybe it's happened to you before, or you've watched it unfold with someone else. The pattern is predictable. Someone uses their position or voice to assert dominance, thinking public criticism will make them look stronger. But this time, instead of being the deer in the headlights, you've come prepared. What does that preparation look like? Let me set the scene. You're in a meeting, presenting an idea you've spent days refining. You're clear, confident, and ready to make your case. Then, out of nowhere, someone pipes up. That's not going to work. Their tone is sharp, dismissive, and designed to make you feel small. The room falls silent, all eyes shifting to you. You could get defensive, maybe even throw a jab back, but instead, you take a breath. You lock eyes with them, give a calm smile, and say, "That's an interesting take. How would you approach it differently?" Boom. Just like that, you've flipped the entire dynamic. Now, the spotlight isn't on you scrambling to justify yourself, it's on them. They have to back up their words with real substance, and if they can't, their quick insult starts to look flimsy, even petty. The tables have turned, and you're still in control. This move is pure genius, because it's not about confrontation, it's about composure. You didn't raise your voice or lose your cool. You turned what could have been an emotional reaction into a strategic response. It's like mental judo. You use their own momentum against them, redirecting the energy back where it came from. The Stoics would call this equanimity, staying steady and unshaken no matter what's thrown at you. Public criticism often comes with a hidden agenda, to provoke you. But when you don't give them the reaction they're fishing for, you keep your dignity intact. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And that's exactly what you've demonstrated by redirecting the insult with a thoughtful question. Here's why this approach works so well. First, it shows that you're unbothered. Instead of reacting emotionally, you've calmly shifted the focus. Second, it forces the other person to prove they know what they're talking about. If their criticism was just a lazy jab, they'll stumble. But if they actually have a point, now you've opened a productive dialogue. Either way, you've transformed a potentially humiliating moment into one of growth and poise. So here's your challenge. The next time someone criticizes or undermines you, whether it's your boss, a co-worker, or anyone else, don't react impulsively. Instead, redirect. Take a deep breath and calmly ask, "How do you see it differently?" Or, "What would you suggest?" Practice this until it feels natural, even in small, everyday interactions. Pay attention to how the balance of power shifts when you stay grounded and make them explain themselves. When you master the art of redirecting criticism, you're doing more than just deflecting negativity. You're proving to yourself and everyone around you that words don't have to control your emotions. And in a world full of noise, that kind of unshakable composure speaks louder than anything. Way 3. Set a boundary without losing your cool. Let me tell you about something I saw once. A group of us were hanging out and someone made a sly, backhanded joke at a friend's expense. It wasn't outright cruel, but it was disrespectful enough to make people uncomfortable. My friend didn't explode or make a big scene. Instead, they calmly looked at the person and said, "I don't think that comment was necessary." That one sentence. No yelling, no arguing, just a quiet statement. And you know what happened? The room shifted. The person who made the comment froze for a second, then awkwardly tried to backtrack. Everyone else got the message. Disrespect wasn't going to fly here. Here's why this worked. It wasn't about getting even or throwing another insult back. It was about drawing a line, a clear, calm line that said, "This is where your words stop." When you set a boundary, you send a powerful message. You respect yourself enough not to let someone else's negativity mess with your peace. Stoics were big on self-respect. Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Setting a boundary is one of the purest forms of reacting wisely. You're not overreacting or making things worse. Instead, you're taking control of the situation with grace and confidence. Setting boundaries can feel awkward, especially if you're not used to it. Maybe you're worried about being seen as rude or overreacting. People who respect you will appreciate your honesty, and those who don't, well, they'll show you exactly why that boundary was necessary in the first place. So how do you do it without losing your cool? Keep it simple and straightforward. You don't need to explain yourself or get into a debate. Just say something like, "I don't think that's appropriate," or "That's not okay with me." Your tone should be calm and steady, firm but not aggressive. Setting boundaries isn't just about shutting down the other person. It's about teaching yourself that you deserve respect. The more you practice it, the stronger your sense of self-worth becomes. Think about a time when someone crossed a line with you. Maybe they made a joke at your expense or ignored your feelings. Now plan a simple, calm response you could use if it happens again. Write it down, practice saying it out loud, and be ready to use it when the moment comes. Boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to healthier, more respectful interactions. By standing up for yourself calmly, you're showing the world, and yourself, that you value your peace more than someone else's opinion. Way 4. Master the art of indifference. Here's an example. Someone tries to embarrass you in front of others. Maybe they make a snide comment about your outfit or crack a joke at your expense. Everyone's watching, waiting to see how you'll respond. But instead of snapping back or laughing nervously, you just stay calm. Your face stays neutral, your actions steady, like you didn't even hear them. You continue with what you were doing, unfazed. Guess what happens next? Their words hang in the air for a moment, then fade away, powerless. By refusing to react, you've stolen their moment. You didn't argue, you didn't defend yourself. You simply denied them the satisfaction of seeing you bothered. That's the art of indifference. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and here's the golden rule. You can always control your reaction. Insults, jokes, or criticism only hurt if you let them. When you show indifference, you're silently saying, "Your words don't matter enough to me to react." And let me tell you, nothing frustrates an insulter more than being ignored. Now, indifference isn't about being cold or shutting down emotionally. It's about deciding where your energy goes. Do you really want to waste it on someone trying to drag you down? Probably not. When you master indifference, you protect your peace. You show that you value yourself too much to let someone else's negativity take over your mind. The Stoics had a timeless approach to moments like these. Seneca once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This wisdom reminds us that most of the sting from someone's words comes from the weight we give them in our minds. When you choose to see their comment as insignificant, it becomes exactly that, insignificant. But here's the tricky part. Staying indifferent can feel unnatural at first. Our instincts often push us to defend ourselves or fight back. The key is to practice. Start small. The next time someone says something irritating, take a deep breath and remind yourself, their words don't define me. Then, keep your cool. In the coming week, when someone makes an annoying comment or tries to get under your skin, don't react. Don't explain yourself. Don't argue. Just let it go. Pay attention to how the situation unfolds. You'll often find that your silence makes the other person feel more awkward than any comeback ever could. Indifference doesn't mean you're weak or that you don't care. It means you're in control. And being in control of yourself is one of the most powerful things you can do. You'll walk away feeling stronger, and your insulter will be left wondering why their words didn't land. Way 5. Build inner confidence through action. Building confidence is like constructing a fortress. Every brick you lay, every action you take to improve yourself makes you stronger. Another example, you've been quietly working on your skills, mastering your craft, or chasing a goal. Then one day someone throws an insult your way, but instead of hitting you, their words just bounce off. Why? Because your confidence is built on action, not opinion. Think about it. When you're deep into your own growth, who has time to care about insults? Someone calls you lazy? You shrug it off because you've been grinding at the gym every morning. Someone calls you uninteresting. You don't flinch because you've been learning new things and expanding your mind. Real confidence isn't about shouting, "I'm amazing." It's about carrying yourself in a way that others just know you are. When you're consistently working on yourself, insults lose their power. Why? Because you've already proven to yourself that you're capable. You don't need external validation. Confidence from within is like armor. It protects you from negativity, no matter how sharp someone's words might be. Seneca captured this perfectly when he said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Every setback, every insult, every challenge becomes another rep in the mental gym, fortifying your resolve. The work you put in not only protects you from external negativity, but also transforms difficulties into tools for growth. Don't think confidence is something you magically wake up with. It's earned. It's built every time you show up for yourself. It's the result of hours spent practicing, learning, failing, and trying again. You don't have to shout your achievements from the rooftops. Your quiet progress will speak for itself. Here's a small shift to consider. The next time someone tries to tear you down, think to yourself, what have they done today to improve their life? Odds are, not much. That's the difference between someone who insults and someone who builds. When you're focused on growth, you won't even hear the noise. Dedicate 30 minutes a day to a skill, habit, or goal that matters to you. Whether it's reading, working out, starting a side hustle, or learning something new, take that time to invest in yourself. And as you do, notice how the way you feel about yourself starts to shift. When you keep showing up for yourself, you'll find that insults don't just lose their sting, they become irrelevant. Because when you know your worth, when you've proven it to yourself through action, no one's words can shake you. They'll see the confidence you carry and realize they can't touch it. That's when you've truly won. Way 6. Respond with silence. How many times have you wanted to hit rewind on your own words? Picture this. You're caught in a heated moment, maybe with a friend, a family member, or even a stranger. Frustration bubbles over, and out comes pure, unfiltered honesty. At first it feels right, like you're standing up for yourself, but then regret creeps in. Maybe you wish you'd kept your composure, said something sharper, or, better yet, said nothing at all. It seems strange, doesn't it? Choosing silence over defending yourself, over unleashing a perfect volley of arguments. Does staying silent make you weak? Does it mean you're avoiding confrontation? Not at all. True silence isn't about retreating. It's about commanding the room without uttering a single word. Silence is composure. It's restraint. It's strength wrapped in calm, sending a message more powerful than any string of fiery comebacks. Another example. You're in the middle of a heated exchange, and someone lobs a sharp remark your way, a zinger meant to sting and draw blood. The room holds its breath, waiting for your reaction. But instead of snapping back, you pause. You take a slow breath, maybe sip your coffee, and say nothing. That's silence. It's louder than any shout. The air thickens. The insulter starts shifting uncomfortably, realizing they've exposed their own pettiness. Without saying a word, you've flipped the script. Suddenly, their jab isn't about you, it's about them. This is the power of silence. As Zeno of Citium wisely said, better to trip with the feet than with the tongue. And make no mistake, silence is a skill, a mental muscle. It takes effort and discipline to resist the pull of anger, to let go of the need to win in the moment. But when mastered, silence becomes your armor. Silence shifts the focus. When you don't react, their words hang in the air for everyone to examine. Without your counterattack to obscure the moment, their behavior is on full display, petty, desperate, or just plain childish. Your silence is like a mirror reflecting their actions right back at them. Silence also commands respect. It says, I'm not here to play your game. This time you're not ignoring them. You're showing them their words don't hold enough power to disrupt your peace. And that's where true confidence lies, not in shouting louder but in refusing to be shaken. Staying silent isn't always easy. Instinct pushes you to defend yourself, to strike back with wit or venom. But Stoicism teaches us that mastery of our reactions is the ultimate strength. Epictetus put it beautifully. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Silence might make you seem passive for a moment, but in truth, it's the mark of someone in control, of themselves and the situation. The next time someone tries to provoke you, resist the urge to engage. Take a breath. Count to 5. Then let the silence do its work. Watch as the dynamic shifts, as the weight of the moment falls squarely on them. They'll squirm under the spotlight of their own words, and you'll walk away with your dignity and your peace intact. In choosing silence, you're not avoiding conflict, you're transcending it. You're showing a strength so profound it doesn't need words to prove itself. Let your quiet confidence say everything they need to hear, and leave them wondering how their sharp words missed their mark so completely. Way 7. Focus on the bigger picture. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. You've got your eyes set on the peak, your ultimate goal. But along the way, someone starts throwing pebbles at you, yelling things like, "You're too slow," or "You'll never make it." Do you stop climbing to argue with them, or do you keep moving, knowing that the view at the top is worth more than their meaningless words? This is life when you're chasing something big. People will throw insults, doubts and distractions your way, but if you let every little thing pull you off track, you'll never reach the summit. Every great thinker, innovator or leader in history has faced criticism. Marcus Aurelius was emperor, yet he was criticized. Epictetus, once a slave, found peace despite the insults and hardships thrown at him. The difference? They didn't let small minds drag them down. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That's the heart of it. When you're clear about your purpose, the noise around you fades. Is a random comment from someone who doesn't know your journey really worth your energy? Probably not. When you're working towards something bigger, whether it's a personal goal, a career milestone, or just becoming a better version of yourself, every moment of distraction slows you down. Why let someone's fleeting words derail your momentum? People often insult you because they see something in you they don't have. Maybe it's your drive, your vision, or your refusal to settle. It's easier for them to mock than to look inward and ask why they're standing still while you're moving forward. But you don't owe them your time or energy. Keep your focus where it matters, on your own path. One way to stay grounded is to constantly remind yourself of the bigger picture. Every time you feel that sting of an insult, ask yourself, will this matter in a month? In a year? Chances are it won't. But what will matter is how you use your time and energy to get closer to your goals. The next time someone tries to throw you off track with a petty comment, take a deep breath and think about your bigger purpose. Visualize your goal, whether it's a project, a dream, or just the person you're becoming. Let that vision drown out their words. Then, get back to work. Focusing on the bigger picture isn't just about ignoring the noise. It's about understanding that your time is too valuable to waste on distractions. Stay on your path and let the insults roll away like pebbles on the mountain. The view from the top is worth it. If you're ready to dive deeper into letting go and finding freedom from what's holding you back, don't stop here. Check out our video, Breaking Free from the Past, Overcome Regret Stoic Way. It's packed with Stoic wisdom to help you release regret and reclaim your peace. Click now and take the next step in your journey to a stronger, freer you.